and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful, we are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Hello and a warm welcome to Able Differently, a program where we take charge. In life, most often than not, we are compelled to make hard decisions that end up shaping our future.
In these moments, proper guidance is key. It doesn't matter whether you are able differently or not. Either way, you'll have to make the decision. I am John Muriuki.
And me, Jacqueline Kemani. Welcome.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Imagine tamaking for a greater part of your life after school. Then after landing your dream job, you go blind. This is exactly what happened to Evelyn Ogola. Let's find out how she overcame this situation.
Evelyn Ogola is the firstborn among her siblings. She shares with us briefly about herself.
I come from a family of 4 siblings. I'm the eldest. I have 1 sister and 2 brothers.
Evelyn had just made one of the big moves in her life. Employed and now living alone, independence felt good, but unfortunately, it was short-lived.
I lost my sight in October 2015. I can remember the day very well. It was on October 27th. But it's something which started in around July. I had like these persistent migraines, but I could ignore. I was just like, let me go to the chemist, I'll get painkillers, then it will go away. And at that point in my life, I had just moved out of my mom's home. I was staying alone, I was working. Everything was just awesome. Then the frequent headaches, frequent visits to doctors, still they could not diagnose what the problem was. So at the first clinic I went to, the doctor said I had high blood pressure. So immediately I started high blood pressure treatment. I was on medication. Then come August, it got worse. I continued with the checkups. Then my mom was like, no, you should get your eyes checked out. So I went to Kikuyu Hospital. When I got there, they sent me for a CT scan. When I brought back the CT scan, they told me, your brain is okay, your eye is okay. The only problem is that you have pressure. And they were like, at your young age, how comes you have pressure? Just relax, everything will be fine. So I went back, I continued the medication. But after 2 weeks, I could wake up in the morning and I could get these blood images. I could not see well. Like for around 2-3 minutes, everything would just be dark. So I stopped going to work for a week. Went back to Kikuyu. This time they sent me for an MRI. I went, came back, brought the results. Still they could not tell what the problem was.
After the last doctor's appointment, she was referred to a neurologist.
So there's one doctor who told me, you go and see a neurologist. He should tell what the problem is. So because I could not believe that I'm losing my sight, I did not immediately go to see the neurologist. After some time, I called the doctor and I told him, I didn't get money to go see a neurologist. So he told me, you just come back to Kikuyu. When I went back to Kikuyu, I didn't get the doctor. I got another doctor. They examined me. They came around 5 doctors. They asked me so many questions. Have you ever been involved in an accident? Have you ever hit your head? I told them no. They told me there's something that is seeing on that MRI. I need to go and see an ENT specialist and also see a neurologist. That time I was with a friend of mine. She took me to Kenyatta. The ENT saw me. He examined me and he was like, you're okay. Your nose, whatever, ears, your throat, everything is okay. Go and see a neurologist. So I went and saw a neurologist at Kenyatta. He's called Dr. Ndege. He has a clinic. When I got there, the first thing he did, He went through the MRI scan, then he examined my eyes. Then he was like, I have excess spinal cord fluid.
To save her eyesight, Evelyn had to undergo an extremely painful procedure that was quite expensive as well.
One visit to the doctor you pay, consultation is expensive, draining the fluid is around 5K. So you can imagine weekly, and it's very painful. I remember the first time they did it, I could not even walk. I felt dizzy, I was weak.
It was a tough time, especially for her mother, with the doctor insisting on an urgent operation. She had to look for funds immediately.
I just started calling her cousins. We did a small arambe. We raised like, was it 150? And the neurosurgeon wanted, 350. Neurosurgeon was taking 200 cash. If we don't deposit that money in her account by the following day, she will not do the operation. So we ran up and down, and we managed to get 200,000 from friends and some of my savings that I had. So we booked her in Nairobi West Hospital, and the following day they did the operation. Hey, it was terrible that day. When she got in the theater, I was there. Nobody even came, none of my friends. I was just all alone. When she went to that school, and she could call us on occasions that there are functions there, so we could go. And when I went there, I could see even people who are worse than her. Then I would get encouraged and say, it's not only my daughter. And then also we started talking to her, telling her, you see your friends, they are not seeing, like there is a friend of hers, she works in Athi River, Portland. She's totally blind. But if you see her, she's active. So we were saying, even you just follow their steps. Be happy like them, don't be sad.
The journey as a visually impaired person was difficult, and it landed her into depression.
I remember 2016, like the whole year I went into depression. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to see anybody. I gave out like most of my clothes, my shoes, because I had given up on the world. I didn't know like somebody like me can be productive or can do anything. I was totally helpless.
Thank God for the rehab, as this brought back the sparkle in Evelyn's life.
At the Kenya Society for the Blind, I met people who were like me. People who are far much worse than me, totally blind. Because at least for me, I can see like 3%. I have a light perception. These people they were just awesome because they have walked through this journey. They walked with me. They were very supportive. Like I say, I'm always indebted to my teacher. It's called Johnson Riungu. The first day I joined Kenya Society for the Blind, that was in 9th January 2017. I could see the way he could move around easily with or without the white cane because he was used to the environment. The way he was using his computer, and I'm like, God, I want to be like him. And from that day, I was like, my life is going to come back to normal.
She is currently doing sensitization work, also very active in the sports arena.
At the moment, I'm a member of New Age for the Visually Impaired, where we create awareness and sensitize the public about matters visual impairment. Recently, we had an event with Egerton where we got to tell the public about what we do. We came with our gadgets and demonstrated how we work on them. Then I also play sports. Last year, 2017, I represented Kenya in the 8th African Goalball Championship in Egypt, Alexandria City, where I was the Kenyan team. In November, we also played the East African Goalball Championships in Kampala.
Evelyn is still very optimistic about pursuing her dreams of becoming a news anchor.
I really wanted to be a news anchor because I felt like I could do it. Then I came to realize there are no visually impaired persons who are news anchors. And I'm like, maybe I can be the first one. Who knows? I can try it out. Nothing is too hard. I always say that you should not know me by my disability, know me by my abilities.
The challenges, as she tells us, are very many.
Our transport system is not very conducive. You enter into a matatu, okay, most of the conductor maybe doesn't know how to handle you. The passengers, they don't know how to handle you. Walking around, people, okay, the moment you tell somebody, maybe guide me, I want to go somewhere, first of all, they get scared. They don't know how to handle you. They don't know how to hold your hand, as in there's a certain way you're supposed to handle like a person with visual impairment when you're guiding them.
Her parting shot was to the parents and government.
I would like to appeal to the parents out there. Treat your children with disability like any other kid. Don't look down upon them. Don't hide them in the house. Give them the chance and opportunity to become better people. There are schools out there. There are rehabilitation centers you can take your kids to. Give them an opportunity to be better people. Don't be ashamed of your children. Support them. Give them moral support, any kind of support they may need. And also to the society out there, when you meet any person with disability, don't feel sorry for them. Just help them. If it's a visually impaired person, you can just hold their hand and walk them. And for persons who are visually impaired, when you see them with the white cane, I would really urge the society, please respect the white cane and give the blind a chance to walk in the city. I'd like to appeal that you may give persons with disability equal opportunities when it comes to employment, because there are people who have gone to school like myself. They're able to perform duties like any other person.
Her mother also appealed to parents to trust their children.
Parents, give your children who are having any form of disability, give them support. Don't ignore them.
Interact with us by sending your views on our SMS line 22162 starting with capital AD. We are taking a short break, but we will be right back.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, you are watching Able Differently. Service above self is important for humanity. In respect to this, Lydia and her like-minded insiders started a cerebral palsy team to offer support and touch the lives of persons with cerebral palsy. Have a look.
Lydia, among others, are people who have dedicated themselves to give back to the community. This is seen after they decided to start a male and female team back in the year 2016.
CP football is a seven-a-side football. It was started back in 2016 after a successful course with the International Federation of CP football. Since then, we've been going strong. Na manage to grow even further.
The team started with less players, but as time went by, it has grown inevitably.
Because we started in the slums to get like 10 players. Then at some point ikaanza kugrow with time, because hatukukuwa na anything, tukukuwa na something yenye to make to grow even to other places. Tulistatia, and then tukaanza kugrow from there. Yeah.
The team consisting of cerebral palsy players only, their guardians tend to be repulsive about giving out the children for training, but through good communication, it's been made better.
When it comes to training, we don't have like disability-friendly field that persons with cerebral palsy wanaweza trainee unless we come to the stadium, because some places are bumpy, and also we may have challenges with transportation. Tunatumia public means to get to the stadium. Una get some of most of them wajakuja, like our class 5 wanakuwa na so many challenges, even our female team kuget through matatu kufika hapa, unaona. Maybe mtu ana fare, ama even kuna some makangas wanasema hatuwezi wabeba, By the time wafike hapa, wanafaa kufika 1, inakuwa ni either 2 or time inakuwa imepita ya training. Yeah.
The team has a coach who is dedicated to offer services voluntarily. He shares with us of how the training takes place.
Right now I can say my players, they have much bigger future in terms of playing football. And nikiwaangalia the one wana train, the more wana grow in their games, naona wakienda far.
Sponsorship is key to make the team grow. Currently, what they are getting from the county government is not enough. They, however, hope to get more as time goes by.
For now, we don't have any sponsors, but we've been able to reach out to the corporate companies, and also we've reached out to the government because wamekuwa so supportive to sports. Na even to reach out to the National Council for Persons with Disability for support, because to manage such a team require a lot of funding. Yeah.
Okay. The team has witnessed a number of hurdles, but to them, it is a stepping stone to greater heights.
Nimemulikia tu moja in term yenye tunafaa kusapotiwa na government, and I believe they are willing to support us, lakini kuna a little bit of challenges huko juu. Na hiyo tu ndio kitu tunaweza omba. Penye mtu mwenye anaweza come in, intervene, inaweza tusaidia sana.
There are classes of cerebral palsy, and the team leader ensures that all of them get a chance to play.
We have different categories of CPs. Na zinakuanga classified from 5 to 8. 5 being the most affected, which is our goalkeeper, and 8 being the least affected. Yeah.
They are having more trainings now since they will be having a tournament next week, which they hope to win.
It's a kind of friendly match. It will be between amputee, all-time amputee football team and CP, our team, because at the moment we don't have any other CP team that they can play. So for speed and motivation, we are trying to have so many friendly matches, even with the able bodies. Yeah.
Creating awareness is very important, especially for conditions that small-scale information is available. It is in this spirit that Frederick has decided to walk from Nairobi to Mombasa in an effort to create awareness on epilepsy. Take a look.
In life, we experience different moments, some of which make us to think further and deeper on how to improve or do away with them. This is what pushed Frederick to think outside the box.
I am indirectly affected by epilepsy because our last-born sister, her name is Mercy, was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 2. And so from a family setup, it's something that was very new. We didn't actually know much about what epilepsy is. And that's why I picked it up from there when I realized it is just like any other medical condition. And what is making it difficult for people to understand, it's the stereotype, the myths, the misconception, and the stigma that surrounds it.
He has been at the forefront in creating awareness on epilepsy.
This work is just one of the activities I look forward to be doing every year. But in the past, I have hosted a couple of events. And one of the events we call Candlelight Concert. Candlelight Concert is we just bring artists together and we look over a better way in an artistic manner to tell the message out there. And we create a platform of some sort of entertainment so that people still get information and at the same time they feel entertained. We have so many other young people who have epilepsy and they are talented in so many ways. and such is a platform where they can come and perform and interact. We also do another event, it's called Epilepsy Afro Fashion Fair. So this basically is for those that feel they have a talent in becoming models or fashion designers. And when you think of somebody becoming a model and they have epilepsy, the worst case scenario will be when they are on the runway and then they get a seizure.
For him, epilepsy is one condition that is less talked about.
From a family setup, it's something that was very new. We didn't actually know much about what epilepsy is, and that's why I picked it up from there when I realized it is just like any other medical condition, and what is making it difficult from people to understand, it's the stereotype, the myths, the misconception, and the stigma that surrounds it.
He is very happy that the small talks have been very fruitful, the first recipient being his sister.
I was lucky enough to get one of the doctors to just share the story of my sister. By that time, it was really worse and it was really eating down upon the family because my sister was falling down she was getting seizures after every 20 minutes. By the time I was coming over, her head was deformed and it was so much pain and so many injuries, and we didn't know even when there were medication to control that. So I shared the case and the commitment all the way from Mombasa to Nairobi just because of my sister actually gave the doctors a reason to come down to Mombasa and to diagnose my sister afresh, know what type of epilepsy it is, and put her under medication.
Other people have also benefited from this initiative, and we talked to Moses, who is epileptic.
I've been living with epilepsy for the last 17 years, but it has been treated in terms of it's manageable. I've been able to live well through AEDs, anti-epileptic drugs. It has been controlled, and I've been seizure-free now. I don't have any more convulsions, and I still continue on with life like other people. We have a National Epilepsy Coordination Committee, which is an umbrella body for stakeholders dealing with epilepsy healthcare. And Youth on the Move is one of the stakeholders who are a member of NECC, whereby Fred is one part of us representing Foundation of People with Epilepsy. That's where we met, and we are taking this platform so that we can share epilepsy and destigmatize epilepsy in the society.
As one of the major events on awareness, this year, Fred is walking from Nairobi to Mombasa.
Basically, it's purely walking from Nairobi to Mombasa. And of course, when I was sharing this with friends and even other partners, they were like, how realistic that is. But I think, personally, I feel it's about time.
Moses is happy that a person can take such initiative on behalf of people with epilepsy.
My friend will have that walk from Nairobi to Mombasa to create that awareness and to remove the perception that the society has about epilepsy, and to bring that policy that epilepsy is manageable and somebody can continue on with life.
Fred hopes to use this moment to bring on board the county governments.
Let's take a look at the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
The UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities states that state parties recognize the rights of persons with disabilities to work on an equal basis with others.
In the quote of the day, we take a look at the saying that goes, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. In whatever you do, just keep moving. What do you think?
Absolutely, John. In life you are on a mission to achieve your goal, to achieve things that you have set for yourself. And then along the way, something drastic happens that threatens to push you back. So in whatever instance, you're supposed to find a support so that you can stand firm, so that you can be able to fight in order to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So there's no need for you to stagnate. Just find a way for you to keep on moving. Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we had today on the show. On behalf of the team that made the program a success, enjoy the rest of your viewing. I am John Muriuki.
And me,